Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Stave from Coloring Bliss. I'm here with Steve.
Hello everyone.
And this is of course Little Rose, and we are here in beautiful sunny southern Utah. We're still here helping family, and we wanted to come on and say hello and introduce this little video that we're going to share with you. I'm really excited about this video because one of my favorite things to teach everyone is how to use base layers in their coloring. It's one of those aha moments for most colorists. Once you learn how to use a base layer, it really changes how you color. So this clip that Steve's going to add in here on this video is from one of our Bliss Partner workshops. And Steve, you were saying we have like over 100 hours?
Yeah, there's over 100 hours of coloring tutorials.
Yeah, so there's a lot of coloring tutorials with the Bliss Partners. Check out the link in the video description below if you want to learn about Bliss Partners. This Bliss Partner workshop is from our gel pen fast track, and I'm teaching how to use base layers with gel pens, but I teach all kinds of ways of using base layers with the Bliss Partners. In fact, I think there's a brand new workshop being uploaded tomorrow where I show, is it pan pastels? How to use pan pastels as a base layer. So if you'd like to up your coloring game, I highly recommend checking out the partner workshops. So let's roll that footage. You can learn how to use base layers. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back at the end to tell you a little bit more. But one of the properties of our sparkly pens is that they have a translucent nature. So whatever's underneath them is going to shine up through, which is typically a white piece of paper. But if you have a color underneath it, like colored paper, then that's what's going to shine up through. So what we can do is work with that property by coloring something down first. So I recommend that you use alcohol markers. You can also use highlighters. Those are fantastic because they have such vibrant colors. Vibrant yellows, pinks, blues. Highlighters are fantastic, and the formula in a highlighter is typically created so that it floats on the top of the paper. Whatever they've put inside these highlighters, that's what they are meant to do. They don't soak into the paper and change the texture of the paper, and that's what we are trying to do with the base layers. We don't want to change the texture of the paper. We just want to add color to the paper. If you use like a water-based marker like the Tombow markers or a Crayola Super Tip marker, those are water-based markers, and they're going to go into the fibers of the paper and cause the fibers of the paper to swell up. And then if you come on top of it with our glitter pens, and use that tip of that pen to start agitating and coloring, and it'll actually dig and cause the fibers of the paper to pill up faster. So that can cause a problem. But an alcohol marker or a highlighter, it tends to not cause a problem with the fibers of the paper. So then we can come in with our gel pens right on top. There's no change of the texture of the paper. When I feel across this paper, I can't tell that I've colored anything here. So it won't cause any difference with our inks. So the cool thing about the base layer is it does a couple things for us. It can change the color of our pens. So maybe we have a small set of pens and we really like this pink right here, but we wish it was just a little bit peachier for a certain thing we're coloring. So we can use our color theory and kind of think, you know, what color can I add to this pink to give it a more peachy look? And that would be a yellow, right? You add yellow into red and you get an orange. So yellow into pink would give us a more peachy look. So I'm going to color a little swatch right here on the white, and you can see the pink color that we get. And the reason it looks this way is because it's just the pink of the pen with the white of the paper shining up through it. Now when we come over onto the yellow, what happens is the color is going to look different because we've got the yellow of the marker now shining up through that translucent ink. So it's pretty cool because you can have a smaller set of gel pens and you can get more colors out of that by using base layers. Now the other thing that happens here by using base layers, let's say I come down here, maybe I just want to make that pink even more vibrant and I just want to add sparkle to the thing I'm coloring. So again, if I come over on top of this pink with my pink, that pink is going to look even more vibrant, and the strokes start to disappear. So up here, anytime I didn't get the two strokes really nice and tight to each other, the white of the paper starts to show through. But down here, where we're on the pink base layer, those strokes get hidden because the pink kind of helps to hide that little oopsies that we make. So it's a great way to hide any coloring mistakes that you make by laying down a base layer first. We're definitely going to use this in our cupcake coloring here in just a few minutes because this is fantastic. It speeds up your coloring and all kinds of cool things happen. So we're going to take the same pink now and lay it on top of the green and see how the color changes. So this is really a lot of color theory magic is going to start happening here. Of course, pink and blue. What color will we end up with, Steve?
Violet.
We should end up with a violet. So hopefully we get a nice violet payoff, which I see violet. Actually, I'm seeing that color here. So this is kind of a fun thing to play around with. You can do the same thing. Grab your alcohol markers. Sharpies work. You don't have to have any fancy like Copics or anything like that. You can use whatever you've got and play around with this and see what your set of markers will do. This is just gray. Gray is really fun to play with as a base layer. Again, it's going to do all the same tricks. Get rid of the white of the paper, your strokes look more consistent, and it changes the feeling of that gel pen. Okay, now you can also color out a gradient, and then when you come on top of it with your gel pen, the gradient below shows through, but we get the sort of, it tints it with whatever color your gel pen is. You get the sparkle effect, and then the gradient shows through. So I'm going to, let's color it with pink. Let's see, that's sort of red. Let's color on top with yellow and a blue. Okay, so we kind of have the three primary colors, sorta. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this and color some of each 3 colors of ink on top of each of these 3 gradients and see what effect we end up with. I'm not too sure what we're gonna end up with. It'll be fun to see. Okay, so time lapse. Okay, so I took the yellow and blue pen and went ahead and did a swatch of each of those colors up here on our main alcohol marker swatches as well, so you can see how those look and the way they change. And then let's take a look at these gradients and see how our color swatches of gel pen have changed as they travel across the gradient. I think we're going to see it best as it moves as well with the shine going through. I think my favorite is this peach over here, and the way the blue and the all 3 changed so pretty as they travel across that gradient. So my favorite use for this is, like I said, it saves ink because the strokes get hidden and you can be quite messy with your coloring on top of the alcohol marker. You can be messy with your alcohol marker coloring too, because you don't have to worry so much about the streaks in the alcohol marker coloring because you're just going to cover it with your gel pen. So you can combine the scribble blends, the smears, like we could do a smear on top of here, if I can get it to smear. Let's see if we can have more luck with smears. Come on, let's see if a smear. We're getting little smears today. see if I can get, that was better. So you can combine smears on top of the alcohol marker and get really cool effects as well.
I'm curious about smears on top of the gradient.
Oh, that would be pretty. Which one do you want me to try? Which one is your favorite? Do you have a favorite? Oh, see, that's really pretty too with the
That's
blue.
cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Try the blue on the orange.
The blue on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right here, maybe. Pile it up and give it a smear. I'm just not having luck with smears.
Well, it would make sense that this one would be, it would kind of neutralize it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're complementary colors.
Yeah, you would get more of a brown shadow. I mean, it would really deepen. It's
Yeah,
almost
shadow.
looking like it's curving now on this end. You could add it here. Now I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, these Artezas don't smear real well, do they?
No, but that's all right.
But yeah.
You get the idea. You can see how it's starting to look like it's like
yeah.
curving there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's really pretty. And then you could take, now I'm all inspired. Now I take the yellow over here and do the same smear here to give it that same shadow feel, but with a brighter color. Oh, so many things with coloring. I love art. There's no end to the different things you can try. Okay. I'm just so excited to color the cupcake with all of our new ideas and things we can do. So I highly recommend this. The base layer works great with all different kinds of mediums, not just gel pen. You can apply the base layer idea to color pencils, to watercolor. I mean, base layers are really potent and really awesome. Now, the thing you need to remember is because we're now doing mixed media, the alcohol marker is not light fast. So if I were to hang this up in the window, within a few days, the alcohol marker ink color will start to fade. And that is really discouraging because some of our gel pens are highly light fast and their colors will stay vibrant for quite a long time. So if you color with a base layer, like for instance, this one right here where we did the blue with the blue smear on top, the blue alcohol marker underneath, if you display this on your fridge very proudly, within a week, the blue alcohol marker may fade, and then you just have this beautiful smear of gel pen on top, and you'll be like, I'm sure I did something different than that. So just keep that in mind with alcohol markers, okay? But if you're like me, and when you do your art, in the end, you end up putting it in a sheet protector, and then it goes into a beautiful binder that you've thumbed through from time to time, then none of that really matters because it doesn't get exposed to the UV light anyway. So to me, all of that doesn't really matter. So yeah, just a little heads up for you to keep in mind about alcohol markers. Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video and learned a lot about base layers. If you decide to try it out, come on over to our Facebook group and post a picture of your coloring. I would love to see what you do with base layers. It's so much fun to color with base layers. Thanks again for watching the video. Check out all the links in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye.